it's Sunday. It's the birthday weekend, which means that I need coffee. So I've said this so many times. We'll just do a rundown though, in case you didn't see the other ones. Jonathan and Jordana, born on the same day. Birthday was April 27th, but everybody was sick around then, so we had to postpone the birthday parties that we had planned, like the family birthday party we had planned for then, like back in April. And I totally dropped the ball on Jonathan's like school birthday invites. So we ended up just making it for yesterday, which was May 14th, and sending them out to all his school friends. And then I kind of felt bad in the sense of like asking him to invite a certain number of them. I think there's 10 boys all together in his class, including him. So I was like, okay, let's just invite them all. They're all coming to the house. They got their laser tag sets for Easter. So we'll just do like a laser tag party, and we can just all take turns doing the laser tag, and then they can play out in the backyard. They can play in the house, all that stuff, right? So that was yesterday. We did the cake. We made the cakes on Thursday, decorated it Friday, all that stuff. So we got to clean up. So today is cleaning up from yesterday's disaster and making Jordanna's cakes, because last night I was just so tired that we just did not clean up. I did not make, like Dana's cakes are made. I just have to do the icing and assemble them and make them look pretty. So Johnny, can you please get tidying up?
I just want to know, I'm just asking you, hey Mom, where does the skateboard go?
Wherever. Just set it up somewhere. I love you. So, we need lots of coffee, and yeah, that's what Jonathan got for his birthday.
Yay!
Which, ironically, if you remember that guy, he was in our cake, so that was pretty cool that he got a Halo Army tag thing for his birthday. Anyway, so we got to clean up the kitchen and get Jordanna's cakes assembled and get people dressed, tidy up, all the fun stuff. So
I'll never get dressed.
Oh,
It's you.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll never get dressed.
Yeah, neither.
I'm just gonna blur out your and make it look like you're naked. Anyway, I gotta finish the cakes. I'm gonna make everyone else clean. All right, guys, so we have to make more of our strawberry puree, and to make sure we have enough buttercream icing, we are probably going to make a double batch again. Yeah, so the strawberry puree each batch takes 12 fresh strawberries. 12, and since we're doing a double batch, we want 12 more. Perfect, just enough. All right. Then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar per batch. So we need 4. This buttercream frosting recipe is a little odd to me, but I'm wondering if it does like a double batch on its own. I don't know. Anyway. Rookie mistake, but I didn't realize how much butter it took. So I just took the other butter out of the fridge. Oh well, it's not frozen, it's just cold, so we'll try our best to mix it up. Actually, what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. I gotta pee anyway, and I gotta call my son and find out where he put the cake board. So we'll take a break. We'll see how much this warms up in the next like 5-10 minutes. And to help this come to room temperature a bit faster, we will cut it up into smaller pieces. let that sit for a minute. I gotta go outside and get the Twister game because it might rain. All right, so we did a few things. We kind of let this heat up a bit. Just want to make sure you can see what we're doing. Bring it over here some. All right, so we're gonna cream this. So we're just gonna scrape the bowl, make sure we've got everything equally beaten. I'm usually not a bowl scraper, I usually don't care that much. But when we're coloring the frosting, I do scrape the bowl to make sure. I know you're coloring. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, I do scrape the bowl to make sure that everything's mixed together and everything is the same color, basically, so. All right, so we'll cream it a little bit longer just to get it creamed up. So it calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract for the one batch, so we'll do 2. And it calls for salt, but I've never put salt in buttercream, and I'm not going to start today. I mean, it's only a 1/4 teaspoon of salt that it calls for, and I have salted butter, so. And now we will start with the enormous amount of sugar we're putting in here, which is 7 cups for one batch. So that's going to be 14 cups altogether. And we are going to add it in a cup at a time. All right, that's 7, that's halfway. Oh my goodness. All right, now we're gonna throw some of that strawberry puree in. So it calls for 3/4 of a cup. That's half. And since we're doing 2 patches, that's 1.5 cups. So that's 1 cup. That's 1.5, and we're just gonna put it all in. Extra strawberries for everybody. Why did I bother even messing up a measuring cup for that? I think we both knew I was just gonna put it all in. I also think at this point it's going to use all of the icing sugar I have in my house. Our pretty little mess over here. We've got icing sugar, strawberry puree, icing sugar. Oh well, not a big deal. All right, so we're gonna mix in the strawberry puree. Oh yeah, gotta lift it. There we go. I am gonna pulse it because I don't want this flying everywhere. All right, we made a big soupy mess, so we'll start adding more sugar to thicken that up. And remember, we're at 7 cups. We were halfway. We need 7 more. Guys, I have a guard. I could be using this. I totally forgot about this.
I'm doing page 2 of my comic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing it.
All right, that's 14. Then we have this much sugar left. All right. Gonna give it a little scrapey scrape. Let's just look at how full this bowl is, though. Like, Are we gonna get to the bottom to scrape that? I don't know. We're gonna try our best, but we're gonna put Dana down for a nap. All right, so let's try and scrape to the bottom of this without making a giant mess. I don't know, that's good enough. I see we got some butter off the bottom and we got the icing sugar out from around the sides. And honestly, in my opinion, I think this is pink enough. Like, that's a good color of pink. So sure, you could go darker, but I think it's good, you know? But yeah, the recipe says that you can add more food coloring if you want, but I'm not gonna do that, so. That's yummy. All right, let's give it one more quick whip around and then we'll get this cake assembled because I think people are gonna be coming soon, minus the people who have canceled. All right, good enough. So we're gonna take this off. Woo! Set it aside. I might actually try and see if I can save that. I don't know. It's a lot of frosting. Anyway, we'll put that over here. We'll clean off Granny Smith. So we didn't want these going too stale since we didn't get it all decorated when we wanted to. So I covered it in plastic wrap. Not gonna lie, it did sit out on the counter for a couple days, so hopefully it's not too bad, but it's all good. Either way. We got a nice thick layer in there. We could probably squish it down a little bit more. Actually, yeah, squishing, so putting a lot of icing in there, squishing it down, actually made it perfect because it filled out the gap there. So, there you go. I have to say, I really like, where's the little one? This little one, I inherited it from my nanny after she passed. My mom gave me my nanny's cake decorating stuff, and I really, really like that little one. It is like just perfect for getting the edges and the little areas. Yeah, I really like that.
You're making cake.
More cake.
Yeah, more cake.
It's not what I meant to do. Oh, I think we got a thin area, so we'll fatten that up. I'm gonna call that done. Oh my goodness, why is it every single time? I think I'm done. I see some thin areas. This could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. I don't even know. I feel like I can see the edge of the cake here too. Oh, you know what it is? I think the icing is just relaxing. Yeah, because I think that is the edge of the cake. So we are going to put this into the fridge, watch the boys for a bit, and then put a little bit more on the sides at the corners where it's kind of thin, because there's a lot here. But we're gonna make this cake cold, let it set, and get my naked child inside. Okay guys, so the cake is just chilling and I have to make a decision. Not very good at decision making, but the decision that needs to be made is either take a piece of the cake from the big circle cake that we just iced and let Jordanna have like her piece and just eat it with her hands, because you know 1-year-olds, I don't know if this is everywhere, but there's like this new tradition thing that kind of, I don't know when it started, but anyway, essentially like there's a smash cake on a child's first birthday. So there's a cake that's served for everyone to eat, and then there's just this little cake that is made and decorated and looking all pretty. And the 1-year-old, you just let your kid go at it. Sometimes they eat the cake, sometimes they just squish their fingers in it, and like, yeah. So that's kind of what I have to decide. So we have to make a decision if we're just gonna cut a piece of the cake and let her smash that, or I did make an actual like round cake. There's one left that I'm thinking about cutting into quarters and just making like a 4-tier tall little smash cake that she can go crazy with for that. I don't know which. That would use a lot more of the buttercream icing and stuff like that, so it's not going to waste, because I don't know if you can freeze it. I'm gonna Google that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want, because that would be an entire cake that we're wasting for her to eat some of it, smash it, get it all over herself basically. So yeah, I'm personally thinking of just going with the cut a piece of the cake out. Anyway, yeah, so I think maybe we'll just save that cake, because we have other cakes that are saved in the freezer, and we'll just use that for like a summertime cake. See if we can freeze the buttercream icing and just make a cake like this summer to just like thaw out and eat the cakes. Obviously for Joseph, we don't want a pink cake, but maybe we'll put like the pink frosting in the layers or something. I have no idea. Maybe we'll do like a Canada Day cake and it'll be pink. But yeah, I think that's the decision we're gonna make, just because there's now like 1, 2, 3, we're not going outside just yet. There's gonna be 3, 4, 5, 6 less mouths to feed. So yeah, I just don't want to waste all that stuff. So I think we're just gonna keep it wrapped up, keep it frozen. I'll Google to see whether we can freeze the buttercream icing or not, and I'll let you know. But before we do anything with it, we are chilling the cake to let that buttercream frosting set a little bit, and we'll put a little bit more on the top layer, because it's just, I think it just kept sagging down, because like I said, we added more of the strawberry puree than we were supposed to, and since we were doing a double batch, we ended up adding an extra ½ cup. So we probably should have compensated for that extra ½ cup by like, well, for me, it would have just been putting the rest of that bag of icing sugar, or confectioner's sugar. I don't know. We call it icing sugar. But yeah, just putting the rest of that sugar into the mix. And I mean, if you had a bunch of icing sugar, you probably should maybe just added an extra cup in there to compensate for the ½ cup of liquid, at least. But it's fine. Just shove it in the fridge, let it chill out a bit, and then just add more, shove it back in the fridge. And then before we have cake, we'll take it out for at least ½ an hour, 45 minutes early, just to let it come to room temperature so it's not cold. So all right guys, we Googled it, and Wilton, which like I'm talking Wilton, the like cake accessory company there. They say that you can freeze buttercream icing for up to 3 months in an airtight container in the freezer, obviously, or you can put it into a freezer bag. And then the day before you want to use it, just throw it into the refrigerator to thaw it out overnight in the fridge. So we can apparently freeze it for up to 3 months. And it's May, so we can freeze it up until like August. But I'm sure it could probably go longer. It just would be a little freezer burnt. You might get a little extra liquid in there. And in that case, you just like put it into your mixer or whatever, put a bit more sugar in there and whip it up. All right, we let it chill for a bit, so it's kind of harder. And we're just gonna go around this top layer and just add some extra icing. All right. All right, so that is technically Jordanna's cake, but I think what we're gonna do is cut a slice out. We'll put 1 candle on the slice for Jordanna so that she can blow it out. She doesn't know how, but, and then we'll put 7 on the rest of the cake, and that'll be Johnny's cake for today, since this is today, this is the day that we're celebrating with the family. So Johnny will still get a cake. It's Jordanna's cake technically, and Jordanna will get her cake with her 1 candle on it. So that is, that's what we're doing. I've decided. And just a second little note on freezing buttercream icing. You're good to freeze it in an airtight container for 3 months. Re-whip it after you de-thaw it. De-thaw it is not a word. After you thaw it out in the fridge overnight. So take it out the day before you need it, let it thaw out in the fridge, re-whip it, and that way if you do need to add a little bit more icing sugar to it, just to thicken it up again, if some moisture or whatever got into it, then you can do that. And just to re-whip it to get another like consistent texture to it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed baking cakes with me. We've got strawberry cakes, vanilla cakes, chocolate cakes. That vanilla cake recipe I said when I was making it, I don't know about this. I think that's now going to be my go-to vanilla cake recipe. It is phenomenal. It's amazing. It held the moisture into the cake the same way that like the chocolate cake does. And like I said when I was making the chocolate cake, the recipe style of recipe that chocolate cake is, where you add the hot water at the end and it's kind of a soupy mess, is my favorite chocolate cake recipe. I don't eat chocolate cake, and that is literally the only chocolate cake I eat. And the vanilla cake recipe basically did the same thing, and it was phenomenal. It was amazing. And the strawberry cake is amazing. I mean, I made cupcakes with it last week, so I already knew it was gonna taste amazing, but this is the first time that I've made this strawberry buttercream icing, and like, it is so freaking good. That just the strawberry flavor in the icing is like out of this world. My taste buds were just, yeah. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do make the cakes, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments. If you have any questions, just ask away. I have no problem answering them. And then, yeah, so stay tuned for some more stuff going on. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, a great weekend, and thanks for watching.
first birthday.
No, stop it.
Get it?
What was it like? I swear.
You weren't too happy about your right? He was
he was the one that cried the whole time. We were outside for his.
Yeah, I remember his. We were outside.
He had his own like special smash cake that we
Yes.
bought, and he like put his fingers in it and then was upset that his
Yes,
fingers were dirty.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
that at the
It was like that part
right by
with
Saint
the
Laurent with
Kelsey,
the.
look at your daughter.
Actually,
She's trying to cut.
Is she?
Well, come and look at this.
Get off.
I
Just eating the whole thing.
Is it good?
She's like, this is all mine. I know. I was debating on doing like an actual smash cake.